sexy to have a conversation with someone about what do you want, what do I want, and what are we gonna do, instead of just assuming. And the other thing is that if it's not a yes, it's a no. You know, and you know, we were having that conversation earlier, you know, especially us being from the South, you know, people are polite. So if you go to someone and you want to do a certain thing and they say, maybe a little later, that's a no.
How can people find these tickets during this break in case they're like ready to book now?
Sure. So we have, you can go, if you're on my IG website, it's in the link. Which you can find
through our Instagram too.
Yeah. So it's on my Io Moon IG Instagram, and it's on Moaning at Midnight Instagram. It's also at ATCK Festival Instagram. It's on the Dime Experience Podcast Instagram, where you can purchase tickets. We're using Event Noir, which is a Black-owned platform that is a spinoff off of Eventbrite, but you can find tickets there.
Cool. So you have an opportunity while we take a quick breather to go now, look at your tickets if you're all ready to purchase. I recommend the VIP package because that's just really nice.
Yeah, that's a free bottle of champagne.
I mean, right. And we will be right back. This is the Dime Experience Podcast presented by R.A.R.E Media. We'll see you in a second.
Woo-hoo.
Appeal the verdict. I curious about you. I'm so curious about you. Curious about you. You got me curious. Soon as you walked in the place, you caught my eye, made my way. Like the way you wear your face. Tell me what's your name? Cause I wanna know where this could go, no pressure. Lost in your stride, baby girl, I wanna make you mine, oh. You got my attention. Maybe you could be the one. Right now we're just having fun, but I'm curious. Curious about you. I'm so curious about you. Got me curious about you. You got me curious. I'm feeling like we just scratched the surface. I don't even know your song yet. Do the stars align yet? Hoping we could find some love in this little situation. I mean, let's face it, there's a risk. Let's see how far we'll make it. Let's see. You got my attention. Shawty, you could be the one. Right now we're just having fun, but I'm curious.
Welcome back to the Dom Experience podcast, presented by R.A.R.E Media. I'm Cinnamon Vixen.
And I am Dominus.
And we got Doro and Io Moon
Hi,
from
y'all.
Brown Sugar Kink Festival.
Yes. Hope to see y'all in the building.
I have questions.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And I'm so excited to see like more and bigger like Black kink spaces. And we also like curating events and spaces for folks to like safely engage in kink. And so we talked before about like putting safe space in quotations, the responsibility that it puts on us.
Yes.
As folks to curate a space that is safe for exploration. And so before I go to any event or when we're thinking about producing events, I have some of these same questions. So what's the process when folks get a ticket? Like, what is their journey from paying their money for their ticket to arriving at the event? And is there any type of vetting on your end or training on their end, knowing that not everybody that comes into our spaces have been in the lifestyle as long as we have, which is like kind of short for folks who have delved into it longer, but like we, I know, attract folks who have not been in this life before,
Right.
And who might be coming from the swinger lifestyle or might be coming from 50 Shades of Greyland or from
She's a great
right. Or like, just to be real, before we jumped into the podcast, we were talking about like rape culture, right? And like how we've been socialized to think about sex, and most folks think about kink and BDSM as sex, right? So like, if I'm buying a ticket, like on the producer side, is there a vetting for those folks and or a training for those folks to prepare them for what they're coming into?
So when they purchase a ticket, they get just like a note of saying, talking about consent. I want to say in a general form. But when they get to the door, they are met with the doorman and the DM, Dungeon Master, that gives them more rules about the space, about consent, about what you can do, what you can't do. And then also inside the space, we will have monitors that are walking around, making sure people are good, safe. Making sure things are running smoothly. If somebody has a problem or they're not comfortable, these are people that they are able to talk to. And we tell them that at the door.
Right.
I know we talked about having some type of wristband to see like if you're like a green or if you're like a yellow, like, I don't know, like maybe I'm just
make
voying.
consent a little bit easier.
Maybe I'm just voying tonight, or like a red, like I don't want to engage in nothing. But that's how we are trying to create the space.
And it's the
that we
first
want.
one. So it's a learning process. As you go, you'll see
exactly
what.
And I like to curate spaces of what I want to experience when I go to a space. And that's kind of like, whenever I came to ATCK event, it was always warm and I felt safe, and felt safe to, like, if I wanted to engage, I could. If I didn't, I didn't have to worry about anybody like nudging me, pulling me, pinching me,
right,
or touching me, you know, like, I'm just a voyeur tonight, you know, and that was respected. And I was asked that, you know, like, you know, how are you engaging in the space tonight? Like, that's how I was introduced when I came to my first event with ATCK. That was like the question that I was asked, like, how are you engaging tonight? And I appreciated that.
Yeah, and you know, what Moon said is exactly right. You know, so people buy a ticket, we send them, you know, the information about what's expected, what's not expected. But when people come to the door, what we try to do is give them a very short tour. And as we tour them around, this is where this happened. We let them know, and you know, we have a list. And I told you 2 of the things on there before. Consent is sexy. If it's not a yes, it's a no. You know, we have a list of things. We run through that with them, and we just kind of give them a tour and give them, you know, a rundown of how things are going and how things should go. But the other thing is that, you know, we have DMs, which the DMs like to be called dungeon masters, but really it's a dungeon monitor. You know, they like dungeon masters.
We like dungeon masters.
Because it sounds cool.
It sounds fancy.
But, you know, we have DMs, people who are, you know, where any type of scene or any type of play is happening. And, you know, if they see you about to do a scene, you know, they'll go to the submissive and say, what is your safe word? You know, what are you all gonna do? And they'll, you know, without messing it up too much, just try to get, you know, what these people are doing when you talk about pickup play.
Right.
You know, because pickup play can go a lot of ways.
Right.
So,
Yes.
you know, to have that, to have a dungeon monitor go in
I like
and just
pickup
have
play
a
too.
short conversation with them, you know, what's your safe word, and just kind of lay back and let the scene happen, but to make sure that things don't get out of hand, to make sure that, you know, things stay within the paradigm of what they agreed to.
Yeah.
So we do have those people, and we do make sure that happens at our events. Yes, sir?
Will the dungeon monitors also be there to like provide some type of service to people who want to like engage in some type of pickup play as well?
What you mean by service?
So for example,
you had made the comment about some people like dungeon monitors, some people like dungeon masters. When we dungeon master event, we also are there to
introduce people to
the thing. So if they want to get spanked, we'll spank them. If they want to try something, we'll do that for them as well. Or your people doing that as well there.
We really did. That's interesting, and I because I didn't think about that. But no, we you know, our dungeon monitors,
they're literally monitors.
Right.
Yeah, they're just monitors.
Gotcha.
Right. And
you know,
for us,
some of
it's a
them
little
do
bit different
scenes.
because we also have monitors that are around that pop into the dungeon as well, so that there's us keeping an eye on what's happening and also other monitors rotating in case they need somebody else.
Thank you for that. That's definitely something.
If I were looking for a monitor outside of the one that I met during my like tour, right? Is there a way that, like, how would I know who to find? Do they have a wristband? Do they have like a lanyard? Are they in a yellow safety vest? Like, how would I know who's a monitor versus are they standing in a particular spot the entire night? Like, how would I know who's the
we have to ask this because a lot of our followers are used to our type of parties, so that they be wanting to know this type of
and
stuff.
we've done a variety of parties,
Yeah.
so like and been to other festivals and stuff too. So like, if I were a newbie, I would just want to know like who to.
Yeah. So what we've done in the past, you know, they haven't had on a yellow vest or a green vest or anything like that. It's really just go into the space and just let people know you're there. Let people know. You say, if you see anything going on where you have any questions about, don't hesitate to, just kind of make sure that everything in that space is okay.
So the monitors are responsible for being proactive enough to be aware of changes in body language, changes of anything, so that they're able to step up.
Yes.
Rather than be sought out.
Yes.
I mean, solid.
And in the past, when I've came to a ATCK event, the monitors were introduced in the beginning, like at the door when everything was ran down. It was like, okay, these are the people that are in the space.
Which brings another question and good point. Is there a time cutoff? Like, is everybody in the room by blank so that they're there for...
No, we didn't do that.
Yeah.
It's pretty much open.
So folks are coming in and out. So it's up to the their tour guide.
Yeah, kind of like the person at the door, our door person.
Mm-hmm. Cool. You got any more questions, Dominus?
Is there let's talk about the festival that y'all are excited about?
Oh, I meant safety-wise.
Me, that is open to kink and open to providing these spaces for Black people. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited because this is a new space. It's a Black-owned space. And because of the ideas and events that we want to keep curating, this can potentially be a dope-ass spot for us. And then I feel like kink and exploration of kink is like, I always talk about sexual liberation, but liberating a person, period. So I'm really excited about that, about like helping people to be a part of that exploration of their sexuality or just kink, period. Because even though kink is like sexual or sensual, however you want to call it, it has helped me in my everyday life so much that it's hard for me to separate the two. Especially with the famous phrase, use your words.
Right. Use your words.
Use your words. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, I'm really excited.
What about you?
So for me, I think the nuts and bolts of everything has been exciting to me. Just putting together scenes and talking to people. One of the things as a daddy dom that I love to do is I love to fulfill people's fantasies. And so on this event, I'm going to get to fulfill some fantasies. And I don't want to give it away because we want some things to be a surprise.
Gotcha.
I know somebody asked for some knife play, which of helping women to explore their fantasies and explore themselves.
Awesome.
And so I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And then we have people that we can call and be like, can you do this? And they're like, yeah, sure, of course. Like, y'all. And just other people in our community that just like, we just ask and it was.
Do y'all have like a list of artists? Like, is that something y'all can share? Or no?
Not yet.
So, okay. I was just wondering. My bad.
You got to come and find out.
Yeah, you got to come and find out.
And maybe come.
Yeah, you got to come find out.
Nice. Yeah. Before we go into church announcements, were there any questions you guys had for us?
Yes. We do. I also wanted to talk about etiquette in the space.
Yes.
Etiquette in the space. So, of course, when you're walking into this space, it's different from the vanilla world, aka everyday world. So it's a little different because people sometimes put on different personas when they're in the space. They go as different names in the space. So it's like you're getting reacquainted to people, period.
Right.
So you want to be, I don't want to say cautious about it, but you want to just be mindful about that. Again, consent. If it's like, not right, that's a no. Like, Let me think about it. That's a no. That's like keep on moving. That's not keep on nudging, keep on pushing. That's not that type of space. Also, if you see a dynamic going on, no phones. Like, you're not pulling out your phones. You're not videotaping. Like, all of that is no. If you see a dynamic going on, you kind of want to give those people their space. You don't want to be all up in their space while something is going on. And even after they're finished, you don't want to immediately go up to the person and start asking them all kind of questions, because there is aftercare that goes into it after. Before you engage in a dynamic, or before you engage in anything, you definitely want to ask, is it okay? Because we are an open spot. I mean, open as far as mind, open on things. You may see things that you never saw before. You may engage with people that you're not used to. So you want to introduce yourself. Even as far as going to asking people their pronouns, they're not always how they're facing. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're getting reacquainted to something totally different, something totally new. And because we want to protect the space of what it is, we just want our guests to be mindful of that, of what you're stepping into. Again, privacy. It's for our mental health, our jobs, whatever it is. Privacy is a big thing in the space. And that's something that we hold dear, because that's how we can create safe spaces. That's how we are able to be vulnerable and be at our primal selves in these spaces, is if the privacy is upheld as well. But yeah,
it's very important. Yeah.
So about the questions.
Yes.
I was like, when
are y'all taking a group to hedonism?
So
he just.
I know taking a group can be a lot.
Yeah.
But if it's just we're going at this time,
So we go every year with E2P. And we've also talked about taking a Dom Experience group with us. What were you going to say?
That.
Yeah.
That's what she was asking.
Right. So it is on the agenda.
Nice.
For 2023, hopefully.
Ooh, that's soon.
TBD.
I'm here for it.
So yeah, we'll see.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
Because the vibe of this E2P group, it won't be the same if we add all our people too.
Exactly.
So we definitely need a separate trip.
Exactly.
Right. Like, yeah. Especially like if we're curating an event.
Yeah.
We want to be able to work and play and play and work and guide and curate folks to this experience as well. So
yeah, we're looking at November 2023.
Okay. Nice.
So
I'm
I guess
putting that on my calendar.
birthday trips.
My question would be, so you all in your private lives, what do you all enjoy the most? Would it be impact, restraints, rope, wax? Like when nobody's around and you're not doing a scene, but you're doing some kink, what do you all enjoy the most?
You want to go first, or you want me to go first? It's a yes and. So all of the things that you've seen me do publicly, I also enjoy privately. And I'm a switch. So when on both, I like giving and receiving. Impact, sensation play. Like sensation play as a bucket is my jam. So I love impact. I love other sensations. Light knife play, lots of Wartenberg will play. I like curating symphonies of sensation. And also for those who allow that space to be infused with Reiki energy as well, like that type of work. I love mind fucking someone when it comes to wax. Like there was a time where the person just thought that there was never ending wax because of how I was playing with it and like playing with all the different ways to play with wax. But sensations is my jam, both as a receiver and a giver. And then one of the spaces that I guess like in my private life that I don't have as much access to with pickup play is, like we talked about, that type of mom play, that type of fin-dom work. And also I've found, and I've said this on the podcast too, that like as I'm introducing folks into the lifestyle more, because we end up introducing folks into things and like being more in an educating and like healing role, I often create safe spaces for Black women to come into submission and to release control.
Yeah.
Which is great. As a submissive, I also am a service submissive. And as a dom, to like, there's a next level post like just receiving and being able to release control that also involves service, that I desire more like in my private dynamics with folks. I think that's all the things. Oh, I also like electroplay. Like, I like doing all the things that folks want done.
I'm loving this fire play that y'all started posting.
That's him.
That's gonna get even better.
That's hot.
I just got the neon wand too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, honestly, I like the whole for like in private spaces. I like the whole idea of like being able to fully plan out the whole thing. I guess that's the Virgo in me. I like knowing what I'm gonna do to you and then watching it happen and then sitting in the energy of it actually going exactly the way I planned it, and then it playing out exactly how because I meditate on it.
That's definitely a Virgo thing.
So like I literally like, so that might be the best part about it than anything, because I'm open. I love everything, because that's the only time I like really feel something. Because like when people do it to me, it's just like kind of tickle, but not really, because I'm not ticklish either. So it's hard for me to be submissive too, because I don't really feel nothing except when I'm getting hit on my back, which I love that.
We have great
One of my
times,
guests from Moaning at Midnight, he was a hetero man, and he didn't never seen impact before in that type of space. Their mind was blown at how you electrocuted, like, you know, electroplay.
Yeah.
And he couldn't believe it. He was like, oh my God, that guy, he was just there shocking himself. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, for me it's like an energy rush, so I love that. But yeah, I also, I'm noticing about myself, I'm loving, like in my early stages of diamond, I know I would be super turned on as well, and I will always kind of like incorporate sex in some type of way with my scenes. Now, especially lately doing like the dungeon mastering, I've been able to like just be a dime and provide that service to people, like a top service basically to people, and like I'm enjoying doing that in my.
Yeah. Pretty, get it, model. Bitch like Benihana, yeah, bitch I'm a problem. I ride through the city, my car sitting silly, you say that it's awkward. My bitch looking pretty, you wish you could get it, I think she a model. Take her close to the doctor, we had to go chop it just like Benihana. Just like Benihana. Yeah, we get to them commas, so we fly to Bahamas. Copy cars with the options, yeah, it ain't hard to find us. I just left out with a model, had her sipping out the bottle. Yeah, I keep one on side of me, foot pushing on the throttle. Yeah, homie, I'm a problem. All day I be styling, I ain't never need a stylist. I'm just done with being modest. Cool fast like a rocket, I just keep it in my pocket, just in case you wanna try me. Ain't no way that you're stopping me. I'ma win, that's a guarantee. Smoke something, that's the gasoline. She wanna do it in private, I just threw hundreds and follies. Cool fast like a rocket, I just keep it in my pocket, just in case you wanna try me. Ain't no way that you're stopping me, yeah. Bitch, I'm a problem. I ride through the city, my car sitting silly, you say that it's awkward. My bitch looking pretty, you wish you could get it, I think she a model. Take her close to the doctor, we had to go chop it just like Benihana. Just like Benihana, yeah, bitch I'm a problem. I ride through the city, my car sitting silly, you say that it's awkward. My bitch looking pretty, you wish you could get it, I think she a model. Take her close to the doctor, we had to go chop it just like Benihana. Just like Benihana.
think you found love. I'm just posting in my teens, seen you walking with your friends. Think it's time to make amends. Hope this ain't the end. Heard you trying to settle down. You just passing through the town. I'm not here to fuck around. What you think you found? Love.
Welcome back
Welcome back
to the Dom Experience podcast presented by R.A.R.E Media. We're just gonna jump back in. What are there any other questions you guys had for us?
I think that was my only question. I mean, if we sit around and
We'll probably
drink long enough, and
talk
I'm
for
sure
another
there'll be
hour.
a whole lot more questions. But
Yeah.
I was very curious about that because I've seen you all do Impact and some other things. Now, I was wondering, like, is this just for show or is this what they really do? And so that's why I asked that question.
We try to like offer glimpses into the real, for folks to get a semblance of what we do.
Our life is so aligned. Like my personal, private, public, all of that is just my life. Like some of the people I've been, like, it's just all streamlined. Like I might get paid for just living. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
Pretty
what I'm trying
much.
to do anyway.
Right.
Same.
So yeah, everything I'm doing is for a show. Actually, it's for a show, but it's also intentional. It's also purposeful. It's also pleasing. It's also healing. It's also everything. It's just I'm on stage with it. So I'm also an exhibitionist. So I'm always trying to be on show. Even in my private life, I want to be seen.
Right. So it's more like a testimony than a performance.
Okay.
Like even when we do the experience, it's
Which I love.
thank you.
Y'all have one coming up?
Yes.
In August.
August
Yes.
20th.
We'll get to it specifically during church announcements too. It's the goal wasn't to be a show. The goal was to be a journey of kink, like through performance. So folks, once they come in, we're taking them like we would have seen through like ideas of consent, all the way to aftercare with the talk back with all of the performers. So yeah, we're just trying to like make visible what we do in an effort to introduce people who might need that type of healing in their life, I guess. For lack of better words.
I was gonna ask, how do you choose what scene you're gonna do for a demo?
Kind of like on what I'm like vibing at the
Yeah,
time.
kind of like what we want and or need. And
Yeah,
or,
'cause we always do a check-in.
I mean, and we also want to make sure that we're providing something in addition to what else is happening. So, like, if we're doing a demo somewhere, we'll tend to ask, like, if they know what already is being done, so that we're not like replicating. It's not going to be a whole night of impact, because we like a bunch of stuff, for instance. But in that moment, it's kind of like about also what we want and or need and are vibing with for the night.
Yeah, and if there's another person involved, we'll ask them what they want, what they need, and we'll literally bring a personal experience into a stage. So we'll ask them what they want or need. They'll tell us what they want and need. We'll create that scene based on what they told us, and then we'll show it to the world.
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah.
And also, like you said, you're a dom, right? And you said you're a switch. So as for how do you choose your top outside of Dominus?
There really isn't a top outside of Dominus. So the only person that I've trusted fully with my submission is Dominus.
Gotcha.
And I'm his collared submissive. So we are ethically non-monogamous and poly, but I haven't met someone
Gotcha.
for whom I would be submissive outside of this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless, which I think is why the original Dom experience that we hosted, where I was the submissive that was getting Dom, was the only one of that
That was the only one.
Type, because I spent so much time trying to talk about like what was happening during it, because I'm an educator like at heart, and the like talkative one of the two of us, that like I couldn't enjoy what was happening to me in the moment, because I wanted people to know what was happening to me in the moment. And so because of that, we're either co-doming someone when it comes to demos, and or
which I've seen that, and that is amazing.
Right. So if we have a dom experience where we're like teaching something or talking about something, you will probably see me co-dom so that I can be in that space.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm being more silent, submissive.
Are y'all providing any services at the Brown Kink Fest?
If people come and want it, like
Yeah, we'll have the toy bag.
I'm one of those folks.
Can you say that one more time, a little louder?
We'll have the toy bag.
Yeah, we'll definitely have the toy bag. I tend to not approach people. I just don't. I'd rather you come to me, tell me what you want. I'll give you what you want. But I'm not about to ask you for anything. I personally like to eliminate the line, that blurred line. Like, I don't want to be the one that approached you with something that made you feel like you were coerced into something. I want you to really want this. If you really want it, you're going to come to me.
Exactly. And can I get some examples of no? It's like if someone, wants to have a scene or some kind of engagement, what are some examples of no?
I giggled because I was about to say no.
No, I got you. Yeah.
Or not right now, or I'm not playing.
I'm not playing
right now. Those are the top three.
With
no,
me,
thank you.
No, thank you.
Would probably be what I say before I say no.
With me, usually if somebody's trying to have sex with me, my answer is no. And the best way I know how to tell people no is that I don't have sex with people until, I've spent a significant amount of time with them. And that's still not, a guaranteed yes, but it's definitely a no right now.
Yeah.
A guaranteed no for me is if someone is inebriated in any type of way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because then I can't accurately judge that they are fully consenting, and or that I can trust that they will use their safe word. Like, the yes for me is always going to come from someone who's coming to me fully communicatively, for lack of a better word, like somebody who knows what they want, or knows that they want to explore, and will engage in a conversation with me about what comes next, or about like what toys they don't want to use, for instance. Anybody who is coming kind of like halfway, the worst response to give me if I ask you what would you like is I hate it. He's better at that. He's better with that, and guiding people into that experience. But
because I probably wouldn't ask them what they want. I just probably show them all the things and be like, which thing on here do you want? And if they say I don't know, then I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna try this thing first, and then you're gonna say yes or no. I'm gonna just be a little bit more patient.
Yeah, and I'll ask those questions, but if the person's kind of just like, that's a no. That's a no for me, and thus my answer is no. And that goes for most people. If folks come to me for like a session that they are booking a scene with me, there's a full form of questions, and we gotta talk before anything even goes down.
Absolutely. You have questions? You good?
No, that was all my questions. Ooh.
So
much.
Church announcement wise, we got the Brown Sugar King Festival happening Saturday from 9 p.m. to
July
2 a.m. July 2nd.
After Essence Festival.
After Essence Festival.
Get your tickets.
From IO Moon, from Moaning at Midnight, from
ATCK
Festival events, from our Instagram. You can find all of those platforms to get your ticket. This week, we are both on Opulence Hour on Sunday.
Yes.
And Sunday during the day.
In the convention center stage, I'll be performing along with my Smothers production family. So make sure y'all come out. 12:20 is our stage time.
You want to get there at 12 at the latest.
Don't be too late.
Don't be too late, because you're going to miss it.
Yep, because we ain't got that much time, but we got some time.
So
Can I put a shameless plug in?
yes,
You can absolutely.
that's what this is for.
Okay, so if you don't have tickets to Essence and you want to experience a brunch, there is Tassels and Toast at Sweet Lorraine's at 11 o'clock. Produced by Higher Heights.
It's gonna be
Shout out to
amazing.
Higher Heights.
Everybody loves Higher Heights.
That's love.
But it's Tassels and Toast. The food is delicious. It's at Sweet Lorraine's, the New Orleans historic Sweet Lorraine's.
Did I see Josephine Baker as a thing?
Yes, so it's
wish I could be
to
there.
celebrate the essence of Josephine Baker. I will be performing Joie de Vivre and Brie.
Ooh, it's gonna be good.
And that's
Yeah.
Saturday?
That's
Sunday.
Sunday.
The
Okay.
Sunday brunch. Doors open for 11:30, and the show starts for 12:30.
Gotcha.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You could get a solid 7 hours of sleep if you go to the festival and then go to brunch. Like you got 7 hours and then you hop up and go.
It's like perfect
This is
setup.
possible.
Like mimosas after a night at the festival,
Exactly.
Yeah.
at the Brown Sugar Festival.
That
What?
sounds like good aftercare to me. Just saying.
And you get burlesque.
Exactly. And you can come see us Sunday night. We'll be at Opulence Hour. I will be performing. Dominus will be running sound, but that can change if you purchase from the secret menu because he's
I
always
might perform sometime.
available on the secret menu to
Nice.
perform. That'll be over at Maison on Frenchman. Show starts around 8 o'clock. Doors open around 7:30.
Yeah.
Maison has a burlesque show.
Every
every
Sunday.
Sunday.
It's called the Opulence Hour.
And I usually run the sound every Sunday.
I didn't know
I
that
always
either.
thought this was at Always Lounge. I didn't know it was at the Maison.
Yep.
Not this one.
Most things I do are at the Always.
Right, okay.
If it's a Saturday show, it's probably at Dragon's Den. If it's a Sunday, it's probably at Maison.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, you can catch me on the stage at Maison on Sunday, especially if you want to see me perform before August. This is your last chances before I go on sabbatical. Oh, tomorrow I will be at Whiskey and Sticks performing at Burlesque on the Bayou with the
I wanna
Afro
check that out.
Exotica.
Really?
Yes, I believe that starts at 8 o'clock.
I'll be there.
You can go check the calendar at cinnamonvixen.com for more information and to purchase your tickets.
We got a whole bunch of stuff coming
It's a lot.
going on.
Right,
Y'all need to be there.
starting
At
Sunday.
one or two or three, or all of
All
them.
of them, really.
Y'all need to
Right.
be there.
And yeah, Thursday you get to see some really good black burlesque.
Yes.
Friday
You get the rest.
you get to rest. Saturday we got the Brown Sugar Kink Festival. Sunday you get to see some really good black burlesque. You get to see some really good poetry. You get to see some more. At least my body. But wait, no, G's will be there too. You get to see some more black burlesque.
Ooh, geez.
Yeah, and then that'll start your week off right. Sounds good to me.
Yep, you'll be on a subspace / dime space high
All
on
the
that
feels.
Monday.
All
On
the
that Monday.
feels.
What is the 4th of July? We don't really.
Yeah.
I personally don't care about that, but everybody should be off. It's
Right,
just
and
be.
you off on Monday. You get to rest.
Day of
It's a
rest.
3-day weekend.
Day of
Lord.
rest.
This
It's about to be lit.
is going to be amazing. If you are in need of sensual healing products, hop on the website and order those. If you want them before the end of July, you need to order them like today or tomorrow. Otherwise, all orders will be shipped out when we get back from our road trip.
Speaking of road trip, I'm trying to raise $1,000. If you would like to buy a book, if you would like to book a photo shoot, if you would like to book a rope meditation, if you would like to book anything that I have for sale between now and November 9th, holler at me. Or if you just want to sow a seed, because you know I'm good
July
for it.
Say that.
Before now in July 9th.
No, I went July 9th.
Yeah,
if
not
you just
November.
want to sow a seed, my Cash App is at John LeCarbier. Wait, $ John LeCarbier.
Yes. This is the
I
best
just need
way.
$1,000. That's it.
Is the best way to feed into us as we go into our rest break.
Let's go.
Buy things from the shop. John's book is also in the shop.
I got 12 books
yeah,
actually. So
he's
if you
got
want
more.
the whole game, we got a deal running for all 12 books.
Yeah. And then, as usual, we're also available for our other services, both
maybe.
sensual and sensual, over on the Sensual Healing website as well. If you book those now, you're booking for August and beyond because we are about to take some rest. But if you
Wanna
want
see the
something
world,
immediate,
Craig?
I love that.
let Dominus know. And as always, you can slide into our DMs with questions. I think we're done for this episode, guys.
Yep.
Any final words before we sign
Thank y'all
off?
for having us.
Of course.
We really appreciate
Thank
it.
y'all. Thank y'all for
I was
asking
gonna
us.
basically say the same thing, but no, honestly, I've had a good time. You know, we talked early in that I've been around you all. I've seen you all do scenes.
Yeah.
I've interacted with you all, but I think this is the the most we've talked.
Yeah.
And I've thoroughly enjoyed
me
this
too.
conversation. I've thoroughly enjoyed learning more about you all and having you all learn more about us.
Thank you.
Same.
Yeah. Community.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, this has been the Dom Experience Podcast presented by R.A.R.E Media. We got Io Moon, we got Doro. I am Cinnamon Vixen.
And I'm drunk. Dominus.
Right. And we will see you soon. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Good night.
Cheers.
Hey, love under the dark light, dancing into midnight. Your hands trace my outline, slip to my waist, time for on the floor, right? DJ drop it low, low bass line, give me the solo. Let's speed up, cause you're too slow, yeah, cause you all know place about to blow. Fire, trendsetter, no one's better, no doubt whether we're the pros or amateurs. Fires can't stop me now, we'll burn it all down to the ground. Now give me my crown, we got that body party pumping through the break of dawn. You wanna get invited, play the game and come along. We're going hard and getting lit until it's dumb o'clock. So come on over, hit it harder, yeah, it's time to rock. In the face of the apocalypse, we dance. Forget everything around us in this midnight romance.
So follow my lead, and you'll be set free. Riding the flow, we vibing the glow.
Ready to go? Give me some more. Hey, stop moving left and right now, cause we're hypnotized by the sound. Bang, bang, give a little, love a little. All right, all night, here we go.
I'm sweating through this fever, guess you made me a believer.
Tick tock on the clock, but we can't stop. Take my hand, we'll go to the top. It's time for the party to commence. And no matter what body you were given when you were born on this godforsaken planet, I want to see you dance. Let's begin. Dance is a contact sport, so you better not sell it short.